Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Rima Love. Thank you for checking into my channel. So today we're going to do a mukbang, and it's a vegan mukbang from Genia Ramen Bar out in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you're ever out here, check them out. Let me tell y'all what I got. It's the spicy vegan ramen. If I'm correct, I think that's the name. But it is so good, guys. So it comes with a sauce. And the sauce, it's a spicy creamy ramen. That's what it is too. It's a creamy base. Then it comes with the ramen with the vegetables, and like some sesame seeds. And I got extra ramen because I love it so much. And then I also get extra sauce. It's some sriracha sauce and some chili sauce and some ramen sauce because I like it spicy and I like extra flavor. So, and then I got me some water because it gets a little hot up in here. I'm going to start making this. And today we want to talk about our hot topic. So as you guys know, it's October. So it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And our hot topic today is going to be defining abuse. Let me make this real quick. Actually, let me get a thumbnail, okay? What are we gonna do for this thumbnail? Something like this? Okay. So yeah, just defining abuse. And I say that because I find that in our community, especially like in the Black community, I'm gonna let that sit a little bit. I add in the extra ramen a little bit. Especially like in the Black community, we don't really know how to identify abuse or to call abuse what it is. And I think that's maybe because, and I can only speak from like my own experience or from friends' experience, relations that I have been close to, is because we live with it so much and it's so normal to us. Like, it's not normal to the human race. It should not be, but it's so normal to us that we don't know any different. And me being in my own situation, in which we'll talk about on another video, it came to a point where I had to say, yo, this is abuse. Like, what? And then when you figure out that it's abuse, you're like, damn, I'm being abused. And then you're like, whoa, I don't deserve this. Why the hell am I being abused? Like, it triggers something psychologically, like mentally. It's a complete different ball game. Like when you're actually able to define it. But if you don't, it's almost like with anything that you're facing in life, when you want to get over it, you want to heal from it, you say, I got to accept it first. How can you accept it when you don't even know how to define it or you don't even know what it is? So that's what we're going to talk about. Because that was a very huge breaking point for me. Just being able to define it so that I can call it what it is and I can address it for what it was. And yeah, make changes from there. So, y'all, I was going to use this clear bowl so y'all can see how it looks. But I don't want to make a mess. So we're going to set this bowl over here. We don't need to run out of here. Y'all had ramen before. If y'all didn't, please go to Genia or find your closest ramen bar. This one is just so good. Like, so good. This is my first ramen that I ever had at Genia. And I fell in love. And it had, because I stopped eating ramen noodles, like the ramen noodles that you got from the store, the Maruchan, whatever it's called, ramen noodles, because that's nothing but wax. So I haven't had ramen noodles in years. And I finally went and got some authentic ramen noodles and they bomb. Okay? So, all right, let's get into this juicy topic. You need juicy noodles. Good. That's good. Okay. So, I'm grabbing my sauce, y'all. Because it ain't, although it says spicy, It's not actually hot. So I added some real hot sauce. All right. So yeah, let's talk about this abuse. How do we define abuse? So you got 3 different types of abuse. You have emotional abuse, you have physical abuse, and you have mental abuse. And let's talk about what they are. And I'm not going to give you guys like a Webster dictionary definition. I'm going to keep it raw and real and define it the best way that I can. And yeah, so abuse is pretty much when you're being forced into something that you don't want. And it can pertain violence as well. So like manipulation, that's mind, that's abuse. Of course, physical abuse is when you're being hit, you're being pushed, you're being shoved, you're being choked, you're being held down, that's abuse. When you're being locked and trapped into like a room or anywhere, held hostage, that's abuse. When someone calls you names, be this, H that, you're a slut, you a hoe, you just out here thotting, like when they call you, that's abuse. Okay? So let's break this down. And honestly, I believe that I've been through all of them. Just to FYI. And I'm not in that relationship anymore. It's a toxic relationship. Lasted for 6 years, which is a long time when we get to talking about mental abuse. Because I believe mental abuse is worse than any of them, like worse than physical abuse. So say someone punches you in the eye and you got a black eye. That eye is going to heal, let's say maybe in a week. Cool. But what doesn't heal and what takes time to heal and what does not just heal by itself, like the body, it goes into automatic mode where it heals itself. But what doesn't heal is the trauma that comes from that hit. That's now emotional trauma and mental trauma. That shit don't just heal by itself. So you got to put in the work to actually heal it. Now that's it. You gotta put in that work. And if you don't put in that work, it don't go anywhere. And that's the crazy thing. Like somebody can mess you up and you gotta fix it. You got to. So it's just like, so a big example, what I would say, I have left the relationship. It's been almost a year that I've been living out on my own, supporting myself, but I am still battling all of the mental and emotional abuse that I endured throughout those 6 years. Now that's some shit right there. That's some shit where you have to, it's so much work that you gotta do and then you don't even really notice it. Everything starts to surface on levels, like it's levels to the shit. It starts to surface out. Like, damn, I didn't really know that. Wow, I didn't know I was dealing with that. Dang, I didn't know that was still under there. And then you have to find different mechanisms and different tools to overcome this challenge, overcome this trauma, so that you can be a better person and you can be whole. Some people don't do that. Some people be hurt, don't take the responsibility and go and heal themselves, and then they out here just hurting other people. That's some toxic shit. Okay? But some people like myself take that time, and it's hard. It's really hard. Like just finding even the different tools, like, yo, I'm out here. I done been through abuse my whole life. I done been through it worse with a relationship that I actually chose to be in. Now I have to figure out, how do I do anything different from what I was raised from and what I've been in? What do I do different? I thought I heard an animal or something because I'm outside. I have to look around. It sounded like a damn lizard or something. I don't know. But we good. But what do I do different? And so it was just taking a lot of like research. I got a therapist. My therapist is freaking awesome. Like I did thorough research on her before I picked her. She's a vegan. Woo! She Black. Woo! Yo, and she like really supports and helps, Black women through domestic violent relationships. I was like, girl, you went in all the way. Like, I love her. She bomb. Like, she's super fly. It's hot. Woo. Okay. So, and she really helped me. The first thing that she did, like in our first session, she told me to get a book called Why Does He Do That? Inside the Minds of Angry and Controlling Men. This book was like a slap in my face, like a slap into reality. It breaks down everything, like what type of controlling men there are, the type of controlling and angry men, the different tactics that they use, the way that women may feel. Like you'll start doing stuff and be like, why am I doing this? And it explains it in the book, like why you are doing a certain thing. So I was like, wow, I'm not crazy. So that book was very important. And I'm not even done with it. I took a break from it because I felt like I was being reminded too much of the past. So I wanted to stop thinking about the past relationship and start thinking about the future, like progressing towards the future. But then I fell back into this hole and I'm like, you know what? I need to go back to what helped me out. And that book helps remind me of the reality. Because when you go into that hole and we're talking about trauma, you start thinking about all this stuff, like creating a false reality for yourself. Perception is something else. Like you are perceiving that something has actually happened that it's not. So you're driving yourself crazy and all types of stuff. And that's the worst for me. I'm a thinker. I'm very analytical. And I would just be like driving crazy, like where I wanted to just get away from myself. Like I need to talk to somebody, anybody, please. And excuse me, it was to a point where I ain't had nobody to talk to, which also gets me into why sisterhood is so important. Black sisterhood, because being able to talk to somebody that you relate to, that has been through some of the similar things, that has grown up culturally the way that you have. That's so important. Where you ain't got to sit there and break down. I mean, you just understand. You understand on a soul level. So that's something else I'm working on. And then, my spiritual, I built my spiritual relationship. I'm building that because when it comes down to it, where physically I can't do anything else, where my mind is driving me crazy because of all of the trauma that the abuse has put me through, all I can do is turn to God. All I can do is turn to source. All I can do is turn to my ancestors. So that's something else. That's another freaking topic. And so let's get back to the topic. Although we kind of been on topic, I just want to break it down, make it very precise for you guys. Abuse comes in 3 ways: emotional, physical, and mental. Someone is calling you names, especially if you're a domestic partner, that's domestic violence, calling you names, putting you down. That's abuse. That's verbal abuse. Y'all, I've been saying emotional. it's not emotional, y'all. It's verbal abuse. It's verbal, physical, and mental abuse. Emotional matters too, but emotional and mental kind of goes hand in hand. But verbal abuse, when someone is calling you names and putting you down, that's abuse. And they ain't even got to call you a name. Manipulation is abuse. That's verbal abuse. Physical abuse, if someone hits you, slap you, punch you, throw something at you, pokes you, that's abuse. I don't give a damn. It's abuse. I don't care how small it is. And we have to stop justifying that. We be so caught up into the relationship that we want to justify that. Well, it was just a poke. Well, it didn't really hurt. It doesn't matter whether it hurt. It was the intent behind the action. That's what matters. And if that's where a person's intentions are, they don't have your best interests at heart. Why are they trying to hurt you? That's what we need to start questioning. Not if it hurt or not, whether it was big or not, whether it blew up or not. So, there came a point where I was just like, where it took me a while to identify what abuse was. And I started telling him to his face, like, yo, you're abusing me. You're abusive. I'd say some change. But if you read that book, you see that change is just trauma binding. That's also part of the abuse cycle, where it goes to a climax, where it's super huge, super big blow up. And then they want to be sweet. So now we down here in the valley. Oh yeah, I love you. And the trauma bonding comes in where the same person that hurt you is the same person that saved you. Naturally, you're going to be more attracted to the person, more connected, more bonded to the person who saves you. But the huge problem is that the same person that hurt you is the same person that saved you. That's where the problem is at. And they're not going to let anyone else save you, because then they start to lose control. So those honeymoon phases where everything is sweet, that's part of the abuse cycle. So, I'm sorry I got to bust your bubble, but I got to bust your bubble because I have to save you. I want to save as many women as I can. Like, I want you to know that when you see those red flags, run, sir. He ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. He, she, or whoever ain't worth it. Whoa. Believe those red flags. And then don't make excuses for those red flags. And when you're in it, if you are in it, you have to find safe resources to get out. Some people are so deep in it, they can't just leave. It's actually more dangerous for them to leave than to be with them. You know how you say, some people may say, I have to keep my enemies close. You know what their next move is when you're with them. Some people are in it that bad. I've been through some pretty dangerous shit. Thank God I'm still here. Thank God I'm out. But everybody is not in that position. And I pray for the women who are not. And I pray that, you find the source, the outlet to get out. Because this is serious. It's like being in jail. Like, you're actually free, but you're in jail. And you're trapped. This is where we go into the mental, emotional, and physically. You're trapped. And like I said, that mental and that emotional, if you allow somebody to mind F you, they don't even need to put a hand on you. Because this is where it's at. Your mind controls your body, not the other way around. This is where it's at. So when they get you there, it's hard. It's really hard. I'll tell you guys that. And it takes a long time to heal. Time does heal. It's hard. I cried afterwards. It's like, man, I wanted my family and I cried. Why do I want this person who abused me? So I cried. And I didn't understand all of this. But I cried, and it's like this all year, like this. I'm all the way up here. Damn, back down there. All the way up here. Damn, back down there. But I kept telling myself is it takes time. It takes time. Time heals all. I know that's cliche. I know it's very common, but that was a very important note for me. Time heals all. Raymond, it's only been 2 days, girl. Girl, it's only been 2 months. You talking about a 6-year relationship. Girl, it's only been 3 months. Time heals all, and then you get better and better and better with time. So, my message to you. I hope that in this video, you guys are able to learn. Shoot. I hope that you guys were able to learn how to define abuse, how to identify abuse, how to accept that it's abuse, and to understand that abuse is not just an overnight thing. It takes time, it takes work, but you can succeed, you can conquer it. Huge challenge. And I don't even want to sugarcoat it and make it sound sweet because it's not. But you can do it. So that's my whole message, guys. And this ramen was bomb AF. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you like this story time and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to come out with some more videos just telling my story. And hopefully it inspires you guys and somebody can see their life, the reflection of their life through my story and able to, overcome some of their challenges and obstacles. So subscribe to this channel, like the video, and comment. Let me know, when did you first learn about abuse? How did you learn about it? What did you do about it? Have you ever had any abusive encounters or abusive relationships? I want to hear from you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out. It's Raymond Love. Catch y'all later.